So we're full steam ahead with the garden already this year. Before we can go and get some manure, we need to empty the wood chip that we picked up last week. Well, this is a bit easier than what we had to go through last year, digging it by hand, and I think it was not that well rotted because we couldn't get to the back of the pile. So this is a very nice rotted horse manure, loaded, sorted. So you're pretty sure this is rotted enough to go on the garden, Marcus?
Beautiful.
So we're going to top dress the garden because the chickens flattened it.
This is really lovely stuff.
But we need to put the fence up as well to stop them flattening it again. Another temporary job. It'd be so nice when these aren't temporary jobs, they're permanent jobs. To be honest, we can't decide what fence we want yet, so temporary it is. Anything to keep the chickens out and the random goat out. So here I'm just trying to sort of straighten the garden out, define where the edges are, where the paths are, and start putting some manure down just to, recreate the beds really that the chickens ruined. Morning YouTubers. So I've just gone and got the gardening stuff out. It is that time of year. The sun is out, so I'm going to be growing in the back room. So unfortunately it's not south facing, but I have got grow lights this year. I've got fertiliser this year. I've got the proper stuff for seeding, the proper compost stuff. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more germination than last year, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I've put up a table here. I'm going to do the messy stuff outside the back door and then bring it in and do the seeding here. And then I need to clear this off. Obviously I can't have a monitor down there where I'm going to be watering. I'm going to clear this off and then I'm going to open the lights up and see if I can work out how to hang them, because I am not the most practical and Marcus is not here. I guess the good thing about doing the seeds in here is because I've got this back door, I will be able to open that and allow the breeze to come in as well. I don't have a fan. I'll probably invest in a fan just to strengthen them up. But it should be nice to harden them off because this is down the other end of the house. It doesn't really get that hot. We don't bother heating it unless it's being used. So hopefully that will be good for the plants. And yeah, fingers crossed. So this year I'm going to try and just grow a few staples well, rather than just trying everything. And if you were following last year, you'll notice I planted things completely in the wrong places because we didn't have dirt when we needed dirt. My seeds were all growing or dying and we had nowhere for them to go. So this year, hopefully, we're ahead of the game because we got the polytunnel. We do still have to put the plastic on it, but we are kind of ready for that. We're 7 weeks off the last frost date here, so there is a chance that I will be potting on and potting on. But also the other way, if the weather's better than expected and we don't have any frost, then with the polytunnel I'm able to get stuff out. I don't really want to be walking stuff from here to the polytunnel and back again if I can help it, day and night. So yeah, I also mentioned I wanted to do canning. So the one thing I really want to do is I want to get peppers growing and I want to get tomatoes growing. I want to see if I can make my own ketchup and just like the crushed tomatoes, or maybe the base of the bolognese sauce. So the sort of thing we eat. A lot of people have recommended don't grow everything and don't make stuff that you don't know if you're going to eat or like. So yeah, I'm trying to be a bit simple, although I do seem to have a massive bunch of seeds to grow. So I'm just gonna see how many I've got and see what fits. I have no real idea quite what I'm doing today. So the tomato seeds I've got are a cherry tomato, which is actually a yellow one, a sliced tomato, so hopefully really good for a nice burger. Alaskan tomatoes, not even sure quite what this one is. Perfect for salads and sandwiches. You'll notice I've got 59 days, 60 days, 60 days, so I go for the short season. These are an 80, but these are supposedly very good for making your tomato sauce and crushed tomatoes. So they're actually 80 days. And then I've got the Roman tomato, which is also very popular in this area. And it does say good for canning, cooking and drying. So we shall try them all. I shall hopefully label them well, and then hopefully next year I'll have more of an idea of what I'm wanting to grow. I thought I'd ordered more peppers, but clearly not. So the peppers I've got here are a 70 day and a 75 day. This one is going to turn purple and then it's going to turn red. And this one, orange and then red when left to fully mature. So starting doors 6 to 10 weeks prior to the last frost. So, and that one 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost. So I'm well into that, and as I say, it will go into the polytunnel. So hopefully, even if we did have a frost, I'll be able to cover them. This year I'm using this organic fertiliser, fish fertiliser. Smells yucky, so hopefully that's good. I didn't use anything like this last year, so hopefully that will be a win. I'm following a tip from Acre Homestead, and I've actually labelled the trays with tape so I can just write on it and draw a line as to what row is what. I have got some labels, so when I pot on I'll be able to label individual pots, but for now this is working quite well, apart from my dodgy writing. As I said, I do want to grow different varieties to work out what I like and what's better for things, especially with trying canning this year. I really do want to decide what's best for next year. For some reason I did miss the footage where I did actually water these, so don't worry, they are watered. And I've also gone and got my heat mats as well, because some of the seeds do require some heat for germination, and as I said, it's not particularly warm down this end of the house. Okay, so I've planted 2 trays of tomatoes and peppers, more tomatoes than peppers, just because I wanted to can more tomatoes. I've got 2 trays left, so let's see what else I can start early. I've picked to start cabbage and 2 different lots of cauliflower. One didn't germinate last year at all. Did the broccoli germinate? I can't remember. And celery. Broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage and celery. So let's get these planted. Okay, so I got carried away planting. I forgot to hit record and actually tell you what I was doing. I'm going to get these on the shelf and then I'll explain what I've planted. So I was kind of going by my little guide here on my heat mat, my germination pad, as to what I'm supposed to be planting, and so that kind of changed. So I kept some things off that actually probably need to go on there, so I might be able to just squish them on here. So what I planted in the end was I did broccoli, cauliflower, another cauliflower, because one of them didn't do well last year, so I wanted to just test and see if it was me or the seeds. 1 cabbage, 1 broccoli, and then over here I have got rhubarb, zucchini, summer squash, leeks and pumpkin. So we shall see, but I've run out of trays, so I need to get some more trays really, because I still have loads more to plant. A lot of stuff is direct sow, so I think I've planted most of what I need to plant. I haven't looked at the flowers. I've got flowers this year, but that's gonna be another day. My brain is taxed enough. All in all, it's been a great start to the season. I feel a little bit more confident than last year. Last year wasn't great at germination, to be honest. But I feel like I'm starting early enough that if it's not great, I'll just go by the starts. I have to start somewhere. Yep, so I've managed to spin this one round, so the bits that need to be on there, I think it's broccoli and cabbage, are on the germination pad, but the other bits aren't. So yeah, I need to just get some lights set up, but obviously I don't think, from what I've heard, they need light until they germinate, apart from celery needs light to germinate. I don't know why. I'll probably best go read something. So I'm back out putting the manure top dressing, just trying to define where the paths are and where the garden is. And oh, we've got a little baby, Dicey. Hi baby, little Dicey. Hey darling. Hey darling. I've got some cardboard, so Marcus and I measured it out properly in the garden, and we have actually marked where beds and everything are going. So I've got this edge down here to finish off with some cardboard, put some wood chip down for the path, and then I've got a tiny little bed where all the pumpkins are going to go, because then they can just trail wherever through the fence. So, you just want to eat? Do you just want to eat us? So I've run out of manure over here, so I'm starting on my path, trying to line my little path up. It's so windy, it's blowing away, so hopefully Bridget's getting me some wood chips so I can put that on top. Gran is busy. But time for today. It's looking a bit more like a garden bed. So this is the pathway I'm just putting in. Probably could do a wetting down and stuff, but it'll do for now. I may have left the lights until Marcus got home from work. Let there be light. Need to get some more seed trays now.
Happy Plants growing systems.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Day 4, and we have some seedlings. So broccoli, cabbage, and I think that one's cauliflower. I've got it turned the other way around because I wanted this end on the heat mat and not this end. So pretty pleased with that. Nothing else really on the tomatoes, peppers. I'm not sure how long they take to germinate, to be honest. But I did check the seed packet on here and they said 4 to 7 days. So super pleased with that effort so far. What's happened? What's happened? What's happened? Amazing! That is so cool. What about the others?
Have a look, shall we?
I better remember to water these.
I think you have enough condensation, to be honest.
Why are these ones? They might just be longer germination. Oh, they feel dry. Maybe I should water them.
It might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Don't know yet.
Nothing?
There.
Get in, there's a tiny one.
Tomato.
It's a tiny tomato. And 7 to 30 days. Ideal germination temperature is 27 degrees. What?
Just videoing you in your element.
I wonder how warm it is over here. Maybe we should put the thermometer in here. Just check it. Because I mean, these give off some heat, and then you've got the lights providing heat. That's so cool though. Potatoes. So I'm not sure whose idea it was to try and plant potatoes with a goat in tow, but goat gardening is definitely not recommended. This one seems to be very helpful. Anyway, it's good to finally get some potatoes in the ground, and really looking forward to some nice tasting potatoes after a winter of shop bought potatoes that weren't that particularly nice. So it feels good to have planted the potatoes for this season. We are way earlier than last year. A, because we didn't have the dirt this time last year, and B, because I'm either brave or stupid and I've planted them way before the last frost date. The forecast at the minute looks great, and there's like one minus, but I know we're in Nova Scotia. So it could be a really stupid move. I'm just going to be really vigilant and just try and heal them up as much as possible. And yeah, hopefully we'll have potatoes like a month earlier than we did last year. The goat wasn't really so much help, so we had to put the goat away. But Bridget was a lot of help, so that's good. And yeah, it's just nice getting that vitamin D in the middle of the day. Lunchtime break.
Gwen, what are you doing? Why are you letting the chicks all climb on your back? Are you scratching your back? Bad chicken.